The Dark Knight and Catwoman have returned to the streets of Gotham, and it's going to be all-out war. All this and more in the pages of Batman issue number 80. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Well, now isn't this interesting? As the comic begins, John Romita Jr. took over the art duties for this issue, and he adds a lot of very much well-deserved grit and grime to the proceedings. We see Officer Two-Face and Professor Pig, two new soldiers in Bane's world order, harassing a man in an alley with a very interesting mustache. They hit all your favorite lines of intimidation. There's a curfew, do you know whose city this is? Who runs Gotham Town? Bane runs Gotham Town. Only to have this trench-coated individual beat the ever-living crap out of both of them and reveal himself to be Batman, his body armor having absorbed 2 bullets that are shot at him. As we discover, this is actually part of a much bigger assault by Batman and Catwoman to undermine Bane's forces, mostly those from Arkham who have had their minds controlled by the Psycho Pirate. I like that breaking the mind control was never an option, but beating them up was the first idea that they went with. Catwoman even gets to deal with the Mad Hatter this issue, who was about to execute a poor kitten. Because, you know, she likes cats. That's been established. That's in her character. Yeah, that's good, right? That's good. Why even seemingly harmless villains like Kite Man are not safe from Batman's wrath, who after taking Brown down says, hell yeah. And hey, you know what? Round of applause here for Tom King. That was genuinely a funny payoff. I mean, you had to force it for like a couple years there, turning Kite Man into a meme, but you actually paid it off. I mean, it took 80 issues, but credit where credit is due. Let's see if you can keep this momentum going. Now, with Batman having returned to the city, his Flashpoint father, Thomas Wayne, instantly knows that it's him because, well, he felt a disturbance in the Bat Force. This also means that it's only a matter of time before Thomas and Gotham Girl are going to be sent out to deal with Batman and Catwoman, but Gotham Girl ain't doing so hot right now. You'll recall that Gotham Girl dies a little bit every time she uses her superpowers, and she's been using them a lot recently. Well, the only reason they've been able to stop that is because Bane has been giving her a serum filled with plot device. Also, out of the frickin' blue this issue, we discover that Thomas Wayne Batman actually cares for Gotham Girl quite a lot and treats her like an actual child. Okay. That, like, could have been a potentially interesting story there. You know, Flashpoint Batman doesn't have his family anymore, and because of that, he tries to make a new family with Gotham Girl, but now even that's being taken away from him. But no, just out of the blue, he cares now. Now, a showdown that was all over social media in the lead up to this issue is Batman having a Wild West-style standoff with Hush. Once Batman wins this high noon draw in Gotham City, he proceeds to royally beat the crap out of Hush, all the while quoting Plato and Aristotle, and we know he's quoting them because he says he's quoting Plato and Aristotle. I'll admit I don't really know what this scene is trying to convey right here. If anything, this feels like something I would say in hyperbole to make fun of the storytelling in this Batman series. Well, you know, they just quote famous philosophers during boring fight scenes to try and seem more important, but that's like literally what they're doing, and their lampshade hanging it. Is this Tom King being self-aware? Now, as the comic begins to wind down, we discover that Batman and Catwoman actually came into the city with a plan. You see, the reason they didn't go to Wayne Manor right away to try and rescue Damien is that their defenses were just too high. So instead, they were going to trample around Gotham, make a lot of noise, knowing full well that Bane would have Thomas Wayne try and kill Damien. No, they don't exactly explain how Batman knows that's the case, or why he's ultimately going to put his faith in his crazy father to do the right thing. No, really, that's the plan. Batman's just going to roll the dice on the life of his son after his butler was just killed, in hopes that his father will ultimately prove himself to be a good guy, despite the fact until right now he's shown no redeeming characteristics whatsoever. And believe it or not, it's on that note the comic comes to a close. And so that was Batman issue number 80, everyone. And you know what? I didn't hate this one, mainly because it was short, sweet, and to the point. In fact, it was really short. This was the fastest feeling a Tom King Batman book has been in since, well, ever. I've had at least one friend describe this book to me as a masterclass in comic book decompression, and oh boy, howdy does it feel that way. Oh sure, all the same problems that have plagued this series from the beginning are still present here. No one is really relatable, the characters have to act dumb to move the story forward, but hey, you know what? They paid one thing off. which is why I would give this one a 6 out of 10. Shows improvement. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Caped Crusader, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Caped Crusader, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.